This is a special report from Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Everybody's very eager to get information. The people who are most important are the community and the families who are worried about their loved ones. Thank you all for being here to help us get that information to them. Let me tell you that what has happened today is every public safety official's absolute worst nightmare. But that is nothing in comparison to the nightmare that families and friends and our community is going through with this tragic loss to children in our community. It is every police officer, firefighter, and paramedic's worst nightmare, but it is also the reason that we do this, and it's the reason we train, and it's the reason we prepare. And I have seen firefighters and paramedics and police officers acting heroically to save our neighbors' children and our family. Let me give you a little detail about what happened, what we know now, and I'm going to give you as much detail as I can. That detail is going to be limited a great deal to protect the privacy of the families who we are working very hard to reunite with their children. And I implore you to do the same thing. These are families that don't know the status of many of their children. There are families that are worried about their children, and I implore you to respect those families and give them some distance and privacy while we find out how everybody is doing. This afternoon, CPD received a call to respond to a school bus crash just before 3:30 p.m. Hamilton County Schools has confirmed there were 35 students on board that bus. All of those students attend Woodmore Elementary and are in grades kindergarten through 5th grade. 23 children were transported to Erlanger Hospital for treatment. We do know that multiple children lost their lives today in this tragic incident. Our thoughts, our prayers, and all of our efforts are with the families of these children and others impacted by this tragedy. We're not releasing numbers because this is still an active scene. Last time I talked to you, rescue efforts were still underway. Let me tell you as clearly as I can, anybody who is reporting numbers about children is acting recklessly and irresponsibly and is causing harm and pain to family members who do not deserve it. When we know how many children lost their lives, when we have talked to their families personally, when I have talked to their families personally, then you will have a number and not a minute before. What we know about this crash, only the school bus was involved in the crash, and the bus turned over on its side and struck a tree. The Chattanooga Fire Department and our partners at Hamilton County EMS worked for many hours to remove all of the children from the bus. CPD traffic investigators are still on scene gathering evidence and processing this very tragic crime scene. The bus driver is being questioned and is cooperating with investigators. A warrant has been issued to remove the informational box on the school bus and to review the video on that school bus. Like I said, there are multiple fatalities. We are not confirming those exact numbers because the families are most important right now. Parents and next of kin still need to be notified. Taking care of the children that are injured is our #1 priority. Taking care of the families who are looking for, caring for, and grieving for children is our 2nd priority. Investigating this incident is our 3rd. And taking care of those who take care of our community is next. I have time for a few short questions, but then I have to get back to work on this investigation.
Can you tell us what was discussed in the meeting as to who will be taking care of what duties from this point forward?
Can you elaborate on the question?
Who all met behind doors just a few minutes ago?
Everybody. Everybody who has anybody can help. I can tell you that I've received phone calls from not-for-profits. I have the CEO of Erlanger standing beside me. The colonel of the THP has called me. TBI has called me. The federal government has called to offer assistance. Everybody who can help has offered their assistance, and everybody who can provide help to the families and these children in need are part of that team. And some of them met. The rest of them are staffing our emergency operation centers because getting information to families is our absolute priority right after taking care of the injured and hurting children. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Speed or alcohol involved in the crash?
That's part of the investigation. When we have that information, we'll release that in a further update. Certainly speed is being investigated very, very strongly as a factor in this crash.
Can you tell us anything about conditions, the driver, any of that stuff? Anything more on that?
It was clear and dry. I mean, you saw the conditions today. There did not appear to be any roadway conditions, but it is a complicated crime scene that covers a significant area. I can't tell you if there were any issues. There were none that jumped out. Right now, it appears that one contributing factor may be speed, but that is part of an active, ongoing investigation. When we have more about that, we'll let you know.
One more. Chief, you said the bus hit a tree. Was there also a utility pole involved in?
I have gotten reports of that, but that's not to the point that I can confirm that to you. Our investigators believe that it hit some sort of utility pole. To the extent, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you all. Please keep our families in your thoughts and prayers.